Welcome to my YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, share and drop your comments. Thank you. In today's tutorial, we'll learn how to make structured accordion pleats. Accordion pleats are parallel pleats with alternating raised and recessed folds. It's like a fold. It has a raised side and a recessed side. And this type of pleat can be used to beautify any parts of your clothes. You can use it on the sleeve, you can use it at the down part of your dress, or any part you want to put it. Stay with me as we learn how to make it. Depending on the type of pleat you want, the type of shape you want, you can cut out any type of shape. Like some of the inspirations I put on this video, you see that you can cut it out. This is just a type of a shape I want us to work with. Just trying to, and it can be of any dimension, any length you want. So that is one. Then I have another type that I cut out. This is another type, another shape that you can work with. So when you make your research and you see any type of shape you want, you just cut out the pattern like this. Any height, any length that you want. And also you can make it circular. Yeah, this is a circular type. I'll teach you how to fix this, how to make this. So this is a circular shape, and it can be of any radius or diameter. This is another type of shape that you can use. So you can just come up, you can be creative with whatever you want to do. Okay, the next thing is, once you have your shape, once you have the shape that you want, you bring out your fabric and cut. You cut your fabric, and you can use any fabric of your choice. So you cut out the fabric, you place the pattern on the fabric and you cut it out. Just note that if your pleats is 10, if you have 10 pleats, you cut in pair, meaning you need to cut 20 pieces, because you need one fabric for the front and the other for the back. And you can also be creative. You can use different fabric for the front and maybe another fabric for the back. All you just need to put in mind is you need 2 of the fabric to make one pleat. So this is me trying to show you I'm actually using the same fabric for my different pattern. So the next thing is, after cutting out your fabric, you add an interfacing. If you want the structure to be strong, then you add a strong interfacing. But just note that the stronger your interfacing, the more challenging the sewing will be. So you have to be ready for the sewing part. But you want it well structured, then you use a strong interfacing. There are different types of interfacing out there. So you just go out and pick whichever interfacing you want to use. So after ironing the interfacing, the next thing is to sew the pattern. You follow the pattern and you sew it. Just to watch as I sew this. Take note that I'm sewing 2 pieces together. So that is why I said it has to be 2-2, because you are sewing 2. So right side to right side, and I'm following the shape as I sew. So after sewing, I will trim off the sharp edge. I will make a notch at the sharp edge so that I will be able to turn it, and I will turn it inside out. So after sewing, the next thing is to cut the sharp edges, and I'll trim off my excess, the seam allowance excess. I'll just trim it off. Be sure not to cut into your sewing. So after trimming off, I'll turn it inside out and I'll press. Take it to my ironing table and I'll iron it. And this is what I will do to every other ones. I will turn them, and just because this is a tutorial, I only had 4 of this shape. That is, I cut 8 pieces, and I just, after sewing, it's now 4, if you understand what I'm saying. So after turning, I will iron and I will come back to show you what to do next. Okay, this is what I have. Now the next thing is to join the pleats, and this is the tricky part, and this is why I said if you are using a very strong interfacing, it will be a little bit challenging. You can use your pin to hold it down. Now what I'm doing is that point I'm holding the 2 inner how do I call it now, the 2 inner piece. I want to sew it together, you know, with each of these fold, with this each of these pleats I have 2 mouths. I don't know how to explain that, but what I want to do is to sew the inner parts, the 2 inner parts of the pleats. I don't know if that makes sense, but just watch, you understand what I'm trying to do here. And this part, it's easier for me here because I'm using my interfacing is not too strong. But if for durability you need a strong interfacing actually. But if the stronger your interfacing, as I said earlier, the more challenging the sewing at this point will be. But just watch and see what I'm doing. I don't know how to really explain this part, but I'm sure you'll get it. I'm done sewing at this point, so I'm just trying to turn it so that you see what I did. I have 1 pleat by my right, 1 pleat by my left. So I joined one side of the right pleat to one side of the left pleat, if that makes sense. So I'll pick another pleat and join again. One side to the other side. Yes, that side, that's the point I'm sewing now. I'll sew it straight down. And that is how you continue sewing until you get to the number of pleats you desire. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like, and drop your comments. If there's anything you want me to teach, please drop it at the comment section. Thank you. So after joining, this is what I have. And if you need more of the pleat, you keep adding to it until you get to the desired length you want. And it can come in various shapes, as I said earlier. Can come in various shape. This is another shape that I made. So you just keep adding to it until you get what you want. Okay, let's go to the circular one. And the circular one looks like this. You can use it as sleeve, and you can even add it to the down part of your dress. If you stay with me, you see some samples of how to add it to the down part of the dress. Okay, you cut your circular shape like this, And if you want it centralized, you cut the center of your circle using your dimension, your circumference divided by 6.28. If you know how to cut a peplon, a 360 peplon, that is the formula you are going to use. Okay, but because I want to show a sleeve, and the sleeve, if I cut the center of this circle, it will be too big at the armhole part, and it will become uncomfortable for the person wearing it at that point where the arrow is pointing. So because of that, we are going to fold our circle, but we'll not fold it equal because I don't want to cut it at the center. So you just fold it and you cut out the dimension after dividing your measurements by 6.28. Now here I'm using 3 inches. So I'll mark it and I'll cut out the circle. So after cutting out this circle, I will now use it to cut out the fabric. However, if you are joining these pleats to the maybe to the lower part of your dress or your blouse and you want the circle to be uniform, you can cut it at the center. But for a sleeve, I think it's easier or it's better when you cut your circle slightly towards the edge of one side so that the smaller parts of the circle can be close to the armhole of the person. You understand? And the large parts can now move towards the outside parts, if you understand what I'm trying to explain. So I already used my pattern to cut the fabric and I'm actually notching the part. That part shows me the part that will be close to the armhole, that will be close to the armpit, I mean to say. So after notching that part, the next thing is to add my interfacing. You can use a stronger one as you want. So I'm just trying to notch that to match the notched part so that I will know the part that is close to the armpit. So after matching it, I will sew, and it's almost exactly the same thing as we did with the previous design, with the previous shapes. So you just sew around, you turn it, you press it, and after pressing, I will come back to show you how to join it. Okay, this is what I have. I have two of it, two of the circle. So the next thing is to join the circle. The same way we did with the previous one, you place them on each other. You pick the inner two, the two inner sides, and you sew. Just like I said earlier, if you are using a stiff or a strong interfacing, it becomes a real tug of war, but you can actually do it. So you place them on each other and you sew. And if you want, it depends on the number of steps you want. So if you want 6, 7, 8, you keep joining until you get to the desired length or the desired step. Okay, after joining, this is what I have. So if you need more step, you keep adding to it. The one side you can join one side to your armhole. That side can be sewn to your armhole, and the other side you can tape it to make it neat. So you can just add any dimension, any design, any shape. I hope you have learned something new in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Stick around as I show you some images of what you can do with this structured accordion pleats. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Because on this channel, I will always give you inspirations. I will always teach you new things, remind you the ones you've forgotten, and teach you the new ones that you don't know. This is an accordion pleat as a collar. Yes, you can use it to make beautiful collars. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye bye.